Hello everyone, and once again welcome to the YouTube channel of Get Set Law by MS. My name is Siddhant, and after the successful completion of the form filling by the students who's preparing for 5-year LLB, there have been multiple questions which the student have raised privately on our WhatsApp groups. That sir, there are certain sample papers which are being provided by the CET cell, and how we're going to approach for this. Please come up with a video. So here is the one. So if you are a student who's preparing for 5-year LLB Maharashtra CT, which is going to take place in the month of May, and you are seeing that there are sample papers which are launched by the CT cell, that how to go about it. So in this particular video, we're going to take up for one of the sample paper. We're not going to solve the entire sample paper, but rather than help you to understand that what is the paper structure it actually talks about, so that it will help you to prepare for the next 2 months. Okay. And in this particular video, there is a small surprise for all the students who's preparing for this particular exam. So let's start with this video. So this is specifically for the legal reasoning section. So let's start with that. So first, we're going to understand ki in this entire paper, how many questions were there. So as we know about the paper pattern, that the total number of questions for the legal aptitude and legal reasoning section is 32 questions, which are multiple choice questions. But there was a small element which was there in a paragraphical form. So one paragraph was there, a passage based questions, where there were 5 questions, but these questions were very basic, not a very lengthy paragraph. It was basically on a static knowledge only. Though what topics it has been about, we're going to take up it in the next slide, but first let's have a summary out of it. So the passage was there, 5 questions onto one liner based only. Then there were principal fact based. So seeing the entire pattern, the number of questions were quite less of principal fact, but the more questions were towards legal general knowledge, where a student's general knowledge of the legal aptitude was tested. But in what sections it is going to be there, I'm going to help you. So total 18 questions were there. So 18 and 4, 22, 5, 27. Assertion reason, which is again one of the type of the question where the statement is being provided, assert, there is a reason, then you have to establish a relationship between both, which requires a prior knowledge. Okay, so how you will upgrade that prior knowledge, I'm going to help you with that also, so don't worry about it. So 2 questions were there, so 27 plus 2, 29, and a situation based question. So these were type of a question where there was no principle, only a situation, like a 2 statement situation. Let's say that A is going by a car and he's drunken, and he mistakenly, by his own negligence, he hits B. So whether A has been negligent or not, which of the following taught, that is how the situation came. So there were 3 questions in total. 32 questions were there in the legal reasoning section. Now talking about what were the different topics which were covered, so I've taken up. So now you'll see the upper portion is basically constitutional law, fundamental rights, and constitutional history. So the major portion was taken from the topic that is constitution law or the Indian constitution. Okay, so different types of questions were there, we'll understand. Then they have questions where one liner statement was there, fill in the blanks type question, and then it was on the rule of law, doctrine was given in the options. Okay, let's say that if someone have voluntarily consented for a risk which he's taken, which of the following this legal doctrine or the legal maxim it is talking about, that is what has been given over here. Then there was contract law, one of the again fundamental law. Then criminal law concept. There were even questions related with consumer law, intellectual property, and personal laws also. So in totality, if we talk about different laws, it's law of tort, law of contracts, criminal law, constitutional law, Hindu law, or I'll say family law, personal law, where we have Hindu, Muslim, Special Marriages Act as well, and then we have intellectual property law and the consumer protection law. These were the ambit which they have covered up. So when they talk about constitutional law, over here they have given a paragraph on the power and the role of Supreme Court of India, and that paragraph majorly ranging around 150 to 200 words, it was there. Next, it was about the constitutional institution, vice president as chairman of Rajya Sabha. So these were the questions on the legal GK. Now when we talk about the fundamental rights, they identified which of the fundamental rights were there, basic rights available to the Indian citizens. So on that basis the questions were there. Then the constitutional history, the drafting committee, who was the one, the chairman, the role of B.R. Ambedkar. So these were, so that is what a suggestive one which I have provided you, also the different topics which they have touched. So this is what in the constitutional part they have given. If we talk about legal doctrines, they talk about rule of law, equality before law, or certain legal maxims, principles were also being asked. So these are the type of questions. Then they talk about contract law. So contract law, there are concepts. Let's say there is a concept related with free consent. So one of the topic, fraud and misrepresentation in a contract, they've asked for. In criminal law, it's criminal misappropriation or sedition against the government. So again, a one-liner base, but the question was asked whether it is sedition or not, or you have to identify it. Then there is personal law, which was again in relation with the applicability of Hindu law to Buddhists in India. So there was only one question related to this also. Then they have intellectual property law. There was a situation given that which of the following, the one liner again, it's a legal GK only. So which of the following is identified as a intellectual property? So they've given 4 options, and then you have to identify. Land was given, then patents, and some of the options were there. So you can definitely go and check out it. If you don't get the sample paper where it is, drop into the comments. If I get more than 5 comments in this particular video, I'm going to come out with a short that how you can navigate to those papers, and we can even help you to do that. Okay, now talking about ki sir, please suggest a few tips in regards to this, that how we can cope it up. So please keep these 4 in mind when you are studying legal reasoning. This is a basic and the only strategy which is going to help you. You will not going to get it anywhere. Okay, so first you study legal reasoning principle, but what is more important is that you have to study every topic conceptually, and in-depth study is very much needed. Now this is something which a lot many students don't go for it. That means they just read it upar se, that they just read it from the above itself and have a skim reading. No, you have to read it in depth, whatever is the material you have been provided. But you might be feeling, sir, if I want a material, how I can access, and for that only there is a later part of the video talks about it. Then so this is what you have to focus. You read law of torts, you read all the concepts, you don't learn it. Okay, so focus should be when you read all these concepts, like let's say you read constitutional law, you read criminal law, your focus should be on the important years, dates and the events rather than learning the entire theory. Okay, don't keep on memorizing the definitions, rather than the basis of that concept and what year. So if I talk about a constitution, so what the constitution have been enforced, it took how many years, days, weeks, months to after independence se leke between 1950 तक 1947 में, these were the time duration. What is that time duration? In which year, which date constitution was found? When was the drafting committee? The strength of the committee, the chairman. Everything needs to be read in depth and keep on memorizing. And what are the probable questions which can come? So that is in another part. So when you read any concept, what is the possibility of a legal knowledge which is being tested in that particular concept? You can just think about it. Okay, like I mentioned, when you study constitution, how many fundamental rights are there, and which part the fundamental rights have been given, how many total parts are there as on today, how many articles are, these are the probable questions which can be made when you study. This is what you have to do. So while reading, anticipate possible exam questions from that topic which is which is helping you to understand your knowledge about that legal concept. Okay, so a definition being given, whether it is sedition, whether it is some hate speech or anything related to that, whether it is bribery, whether it is murder or culpable homicide, think about it. When you make these types of questions, it helps you to memorize it. That is a very important thing. So you study in depth, keep on remembering the dates, your events and everything which is there. You don't have to go and search for current one. Okay, this is for the static part we am talking about from the material, and then while reading you memorize these questions. Okay, now this is a part where many students face difficulty, but I have a solution about this in the video. And the last one is practice questions, but that has to be in a timed environment manner, because legal is the most scoring one, comparatively an easy one section only as compared to this particular paper. So that is what you have to keep it in mind. But sir, I want more question around this. I don't find it easy. How I can make it? You say practice and improve speed, but I need more questions. If you guys are struggling with this question and you want, yes sir, I need thousands and thousands of questions on these patterns, then guys, this is something very superly important for you, that IMS is starting up with a new batch for non-enrolled students of IMS. That is MH-CET Brisk online program, where the details are provided right now in the description. You click on that link and go and provide basic details, your name, your mobile number, email, your exam year, that is 2026, and then you submit. Our education advisor will get in touch with you and will help you to understand the batch. So the batch majorly is more, so around 45 to 50 days batch is there, 60 plus hours of session, one-on-one mentorship. This is IMS own curated property. You get a personalized WhatsApp group, then you have a one-on-one mentorship with a batch mentor, and there is no other mentoring team. The one who teaches, they help you to mentor. That is a very important, the doubt clearing and continuous assessment. So what add on to part which is very super important is you have 5720 practice question in total. Now you see, if you even divide these by days, you have more, and so every day you can practice hundreds and hundreds of questions. So if you want to practice 5,000 questions on an average for the next 30-35 years, every day you have 200 to 250 questions to practice. This is a very good thing which no one is giving right now and at a very minimal cost. You have a weekly GK magazine, you have total tests, MhCET 15 tests, 6 you already get as a sample paper, more than sufficient. Nothing more than that is needed. Then you have a module test as well. Once you cover up the entire module, you have test. Then you have benchmarking test, you practice question, multiple, okay. Books, you're going to get a printed book, you have one-on-one my plan with them. So these are the features which every student is going to get after you enroll. So it's nearby, it's about to start in a week. So please go check it out. These are the timing, these are the dates. So we're going to save your time, put you up in morning, teach you, the entire day is yours to study. Okay. And if you guys have liked this video and have liked the analysis of this part, guys, please do hit the like button. Please subscribe to our channel, because you guys are showing so much of love and support to our channel, and we are really very happy that we have crossed our milestone of 35,000 subscribers. And thank you so much to all the entire subscribers who have helped us reach here. And for more these types of videos, guys, please hit the notification part, also hit the bell icon. And for more such videos, don't forget to follow Get Set Law by MS Siddhant sir, signing off.